Gang, happy Saturday from a frigid Memorial Day weekend in Tennessee. So let's see if y'all hear me, see me, and if I see me, that will be the fun one because last couple of times I haven't had that chance. So let's see. And survey says no, I get an error occurred again. Don't have any idea why. All right, so let's see if y'all can see me. Okay, we got to know Jacob's got to come say hello somewhere. There we go. 5x5. All right. Good evening, gang. It's cold. The only way to put it. It's 52 degrees here tonight. We're supposed to get down in the low 40s. It's like, okay. It was 88 yesterday. Figure this one out. So, all right. Hope y'all brought the libations. And if y'all are in your pajamas or sitting around in your birthday suit, clothing was optional tonight. So, but I'm not going to torture you guys. So, yes, I'm dressed. So, okay. All right. Kind of go over just a few things here real quick, just some interesting points. We think we figured out who John Teller is. So that's a good one. So we're going to take care of that person pretty quickly. That is good. And other than that, I know y'all have been asking where we are on the smokehouse. So I was out working in cool temperatures today, and I've got the roof on it, and I've got the corners put in. So tomorrow we'll be starting the siding on it, and I hope I might have this done in a week or so. But that brings me up to the next one. Y'all get a break next Saturday night. No live stream next Saturday. Mrs. P and I got to go to South Carolina for a business trip. And I'm not going to pass up on dealing with coworkers and everything like that on Saturday night because I'd probably get in trouble. So next Saturday, no live stream. I'll be here on Tuesday. I'll still have videos up because I can do those, but not going to be able to sit and do the live stream. So my apologies for that one. We're going to skip one. All right. Other than that, I know we talk about this all the time. There's a lot of good channels out there. There's some crap ones, but there's a lot of good ones. But there's one that I wanted to. I was just hanging out there beforehand, and this was actually pretty cool and something I was watching because y'all know me and canning, okay? And I'm getting there. We actually ate some of our canned chicken for dinner today just to try it, okay? It was pretty good. But there is a channel, guy's name is Ghost Prepper, and he's a vet. And so I was talking to him the other day, and the nice thing about his channel is the stuff he talks about is completely different than the stuff that I talk about. Our two channels actually complement each other very well because he does gardening, which most of us all do, okay? But a lot of container gardening, which I don't do much of. So, he was talking about grow bags and things like that. So I know a lot of you guys are looking at that. Then he also does a lot on raising small game, like meat rabbits and stuff like that, which obviously I don't know anything about. But the cool one that he's got going on Saturday nights, it's a live stream. I think he starts at 8 o'clock Eastern. It might be a little bit early. I caught it late. But they do a weekly StreamYard, if y'all are familiar with what StreamYard is, where anybody that's on there can come up on the live stream and talk. I mean, you'll see me sometimes. I'm in some of the chats. There'll be 7, 8, 9 of us in there all talking. But he does a StreamYard where everybody's canning something. So it's like a canning lesson, but you're doing it with everybody else. So tonight he had Rudy from Alaska Prepper on there, if you will, teaching everybody how to make ghee. And so there were a couple of familiar faces that I knew in there and a couple of people that I didn't. But so here everybody's in their kitchen with their pots, making ghee and, giving directions. Because I know there's a lot of people, me included, who are afraid of doing some of this stuff. So it's really cool to watch. So if you get a chance, if something like that sounds interesting to you, go check out Ghost Prepper. Support a vet. Tomorrow's Memorial Day, so we probably appreciate it. Not that it's Veterans Day. I know Memorial Day is for the guys that, and gals that died for us. But just as a point, or tomorrow's not Memorial Day, Monday is. I can't get my day straight. So there we go. So, all right. So very low key housekeeping to do this evening. So kind of go over there. But as per normal, we will do the normal thing. I figure there's been some interesting stuff in the news this week. I've talked about some of it. We'll see what y'all want to talk about, but wanted to say hey to my mods. Patriot Sandwich Maker's in here, I see. I know Jacob's in here. I saw him before. Did any of the other ones make it yet? Not as of yet. So it looks like the two of you guys are on double duty today. So, okay. As for those of you that are new, and I kind of go over this every once in a while, but how we do things around here, we go nonstop Q&A. That's the whole point of the channel. I talk 6 days a week, 7 days a week. The live streams are a chance for you guys to ask questions and for us to discuss them. Now, please have conversations within the chat. That's what we're all here for, is to learn from each other and discuss this stuff. That's what I want to do. I mean, I just learned a great tip over on Ghost Prepper's channel. I didn't know if you put a wooden spoon on the top of your pot, it'll keep it from boiling over. Never heard of that. Okay, everybody says it works. I'll try it. But that's it. You learn. We're all here to learn. You know, me included. So, you know, if you've got a question for me, please put it in all caps, and I'll go through all that. But please feel free to have conversations in the chat room. Just keep those in lowercase, because that way I can just kind of skim over those while you guys are talking off on the side. I can answer the questions that were directed at me. It just makes life a lot easier. Please keep everything PG-13. There's no topics off limits. You can ask whatever you want. Okay, we'll discuss it. I'm not concerned about, you know, and you're not going to offend me. Let's put it this way. And I try to keep myself PG-13 too, unless somebody really pisses me off, and you guys know what video I'm talking about there. But yeah, so that'll be the game plan here. I go through the questions from top to bottom. If you haven't heard me answer your question in 5-10 minutes, ask it again. If I see it a second time, I'll just skip it if I've already answered it. But I am way behind. You know, there's what, right now 467 of you guys in here asking questions and talking or whatever it was. There's one of me. So I go as fast as I can. Some answers are real short. Some answers require a few minutes to discuss. So we'll kind of go that way. So please bear with me. I try to get to as many of them as I can, but I just go from the top down and go from there. So with that being said, let me get to the top and we will see what we got here, and we'll go through some questions. And this is all prior, so let's see when I can see anything after 5x5 would be when you're talking to me. So let's see. I gotta find where we are. That's all I'm doing here, guys. Okay, there's Jacob's 5x5. Okay. All right. So again, good evening to everybody in here. I just, like I said, I mean, appreciate y'all being here. I just can't go through the names. I'll go through the names as I'm answering questions and stuff. Just spend all day reading names. All right. So America First is good evening to you and Mrs. Pinball. Hope Mrs. Pinball a very happy birthday. Yes, Mrs. P turned 44 here on, what was it, Wednesday? And so, yes, she had ribs for dinner and everything. Yes, I cooked. So that was it. So, yeah, she had a nice time. Yeah, everybody talking about the weather. Bruce says it's 46 and raining. Treasures in Kentucky. Cold here. Air conditioning went out, so I'm fine with that. Yeah, until it turns around to 80 degrees 2 days from now, and you can be like, oh, crap. Let's see. Lost product. Wearing a pork pie hat as we speak with your fedora. It just felt like the day. There you go. Yeah, it was funny. I was on Lake Ferry's prep today, or Lake Ferry's live stream today, and a few people in there. I was there for probably about half an hour just to see what was going on, and she popped out a hat. And if you all know Arkansas Living, and he's got this monster hat that he puts on. And I was like, what is it with YouTube creators? We all have like our signature hat. Don't ask me why, but we do. But it's fun. So everybody's got their own hat. Okay. Teresa, good. I want John Teller. I'll take care of it. Yeah, I got. mm, I'll handle that. We'll be in good shape. Bruce, oh my God, global warming. It's getting hotter. Yeah, let's see. When's the last time you guys remember freeze warnings in places of the country on Memorial Day? This is supposed to be the unofficial start of summer, not the unofficial start of winter. So, yeah, if anybody thinks the grand solar minimum isn't a real thing, go outside tonight. You'll realize it real quick. Okay. Uh, Patriot Designs. Hey, Pinball, got my screen name changed. From what? I mean, I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Gina M. sold their home in North Carolina, bought a home in Missouri, moving mid-July. So I'm guessing you're probably moving to the Ozarks somewhere. That just seems to be where the preppers all like to go. I highly doubt you're moving to St. Louis, but could be around Kansas City. I know Voodoo Queen's out there. There's some real pretty places in Missouri. There's some gorgeous places in Missouri. I know that. But congratulations. Let's see. Matthew Trucking, how do you grow popcorn? Wife wants to know. There's different kinds of corn. You've got your sweet corn, you've got your dent corn, and there's specific popcorn. And I mean, you'll grow an ear and it's going to be popcorn. So, I mean, not popped popcorn, but what you use for popcorn. So, just look when you're buying your seeds, you'll see sweet corn, dent corn, popcorn, and just grow popcorn. It grows the same as any other corn, just different ears. Ashley says, I love Ghost. There you go. Yeah, Ghost is cool. Montana Grizz fan, hello from the free state of Montana. There you go. And I'm hoping your garden is finally in. I know you said the other day you were finally getting out and get put in. So, small family, small budget. What cheap beginning preps do you recommend? Okay. And I'll go into this quickly. Like I've said to everybody, I mean, food is your number one priority, okay? And you are shooting for, my opinion here, a year's worth of food. And again, the reason for those of you who are new, the reason I say a year's worth of food is because that gets you through to the next growing season. So everything I'm growing this summer, I can be eating through the winter and through next spring until I can be harvesting again. That's why I'm looking for a year, okay? So until I can replenish it. Some people say more than a year. I got no problem with more than a year. Less than a year is a problem, okay? If you go, I want 6 months worth of supplies, well, that's great. If harvest time is August and you go, okay, I got 6 months of supplies, and that gets you through to February, the hell are you going to eat in March? Because you aren't growing anything in most parts of the country. So that's why I say a year's worth of stuff. Cheap beginning preps. I know you're not starting at the very beginning, but very first thing, any prepper is going to tell you to get beans and rice. Okay. It's, cheap. It's going to be calorie dense and easy to store. Okay. So you're going to get in there. After that, then it starts getting into what you eat. Okay, so if you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, get your canned fruits and vegetables. You want to get canned proteins. You are going to need proteins, all right? Whether it's corned beef hash or canned chicken or Spam or whatever you like, got to get that stuff, okay? And again, you don't need a year's worth of Spam. You need a year's worth of protein, okay? A year's worth of vegetables, so, and I've mentioned this, I've done video on this too. Create a recipe list, okay? And how often you want to eat the same thing over and over. If you want to have spaghetti once a week, okay, then you get out, you put on your list, I need to have 52 weeks worth of spaghetti, okay? If you want to have it once a month, then I need to have 12 meals, the ingredients to make 12 meals of spaghetti. But your foods, what you're going to eat, your pastas, your rice, your proteins, Flour, sugar, salt. Definitely, you should be stocking salt, minimum 50 pounds of salt. Okay. And I know everybody's going to go, what the hell? We don't eat that much salt. Yeah, preserving food is going to be huge. Hence the smokehouse. Okay. And so you're going to need to know how to salt meat, how to dehydrate meat in the sun. Okay. Let's say the power goes out, your food dehydrator is not going to work. Okay. You know, but cheap things to get, get your salt, get your sugar, think about what your body needs. And so make sure your caloric and your vitamins are taken care of. That's the food side of things. After that, go to the dollar store and start picking up stuff for your medical kit. Okay, bandages, all sizes, all shapes, all whatever. Gauze, ace bandages, anything like that. Alcohols, anything that you're going to use for sterilization stuff. You know, learn, get the material that you need to make, to make a tourniquet, if you know that, or a field dressing, a field bandage. Your medical is going to be one of the highest priority things to get. I know there's a whole bunch of people says, oh, you got to go buy bullets or okay, I'm not saying you don't, but your question was from the beginning, okay, cheap and early. All right, bullets ain't cheap, weapons ain't cheap. Your first aid kit and your food you can do on the cheap and get that taken care of. Other thing that you want to do, stock up on bars of soap, deodorant, tubes of toothpaste, shampoos, whatever. This is where I say get online and go look at your coupons. Great place, CVS and Walgreens. Domestic Gangster, or Gangsta, does a video every week, her $10 weekly preps, and she'll come back with a nice little haul of stuff because she's got her CVS extra care bucks and coupons or whatever it is, and it's like, here, I got this tube of toothpaste for 12 cents. Okay, those are the things you need to do. This can be done, a lot of this stuff, on the cheap. No, you're not going to find coupons to go out and buy a new 9mm. But to get a lot of your essentials, yeah, you can do it on the cheap and get yourself going pretty good with that. All right, let's see. Looking. Oops, and then of course we get the shoot to the bottom. So I got to go all the way back up here and find out where we are. All right. HJS video. What do I think about platinum as a mid-range investment between gold and silver? I've got no problem with any precious metals right now. Okay. The reason that I'm more on silver, and like I said, is a couple of reasons. A, it comes in smaller denominations, so it's going to be easier to make change for if we have to use it in a barter type deal. Because you start buying grams of gold and stuff like that, they're tiny little things here. If you want smaller denominations, you're going to lose. I mean, you put that in your pocket and you trip and fall, and all of a sudden you just dropped a gram of gold, and you go, holy crap, there was $20 that you're scrounging through the sand somewhere trying to find it. And silver rounds you're going to find. But anything precious metals, I'm all for. Like I said, silver, the reason I like it is for the exchangeability, the size, and then the fact of, as a investment, God forbid the world actually gets back to the old normal. Silver is a commodity that's used in a lot of manufacturing, so that will help drive the price on it as well. But no, I've got no problem with platinum whatsoever. And again, you're talking about diversification. Not a bad idea. Let's see. Dove Jacobs, did you see silver sales are being halted? I came across a new video about it today. Okay. Yes, this was something I wanted to touch on tonight. Silver sales are being halted, and I want you to think about this one for a second. The U.S. Mint has said that they are not minting any more eagles or anything like that. Okay, because they say they can't get the silver rounds. However, and I'll do this as we're sitting online right now, and you know my site. I'm going to go to comparesilverprices.com, and I'm going to look, and I'll go to silver.com right here. And let's see. Oh, what do you know? They have silver rounds, sunshine rounds in stock, varied rounds in stock, St. Gaudens in stock, uh, sunshine walking liberty rounds in stock, Biden Build Back Better rounds in stock. Okay. This is where I get the point. The U.S. government isn't printing anymore because they can't get the silver rounds, but the private mints can get the silver rounds. Okay, guys, the silver all comes from the same place. So what that tells me is the government's not buying the rounds, which probably tells me they ain't got the money to do it, okay? Because, precious metals is cash business. It's not, you don't buy it on credit. And I'm sorry, I don't care if you're the U.S. government, you still don't buy it on credit. So that's my guess is the wholesalers of the metal aren't selling to the government because the government doesn't have the money to pay for it. So that's the deal there. But yeah, you can still get silver. And you know me, I've always said, Eagles or Liberties or anything like that are a waste of money. I'm not buying for collectability. I'm buying for silver content. I don't care what's on the round, what the design is. I'm buying for the 1 ounce of silver. So wherever I can get the cheapest 1 ounce of silver, I don't care. You give me a blank round. I don't care. That's fine by me. If it's 1 ounce of silver, that's good. So, I want the silver content, not the pretty design on it. Paula BB, House of Smokehouse coming. I went over that. Connie Sailor, do I think China and Russia will invade at some point? Not unless the two of them get together to do it. Okay. Neither one of them has the capacity to do it on their own. Okay, let's put it this way, because both of them have the manpower, but neither of them have the logistics to support the manpower. So if they sent troops to invade the United States, they're sending these guys out to dry because they have no way to supply those troops. So the only way the troops would be able to supply themselves, i.e. weaponry, ammunition, food, clothing, whatever, would be to steal it or somehow get it here, okay? And if an armed Chinese soldier comes in and says, "Hi, I'd like to buy a pound of ground beef," right, that's not going to happen, okay? The Chinese Navy does not have the ability to support them. I mean, strategically, strategically in a geographic sense, let's put it this way. The United States is very hard to invade. I mean, you can't really come from the east or west. I mean, because obviously we have a Navy, okay, and good size, okay? So the only way you're coming is from the north and the south. Well, if they're coming from Canada or coming from Mexico, chances are we're going to know well before they get there, okay? And, as much as you see everybody running up from the southern border, I think it'd actually be easier to come in from the north through Canada because, we've got plenty of troops down on the southern border. I mean, between military and INS and Border Patrol and everything like that, there's not a whole lot of Canadians trying to sneak over the border into the United States. So, and so we don't have the forces up there. So if somebody wanted to come through, Canada would make more sense to me. But no, I don't. At this point, no, I don't see it happening. Old Nance on Applejack, does it turn to slush on the last day? Once you've kind of got it frozen for a couple of days in there, now with that slush that you've got in the bottle, what you're going to do is turn that bottle upside down and just stick it in a glass or whatever, and let the Applejack come out, because alcohol doesn't freeze, okay? And all that ice that's left in there, that you just dump out, and then you refreeze it again. What you're trying to do is remove the water. So that's what freeze distilling is. All you're doing, you've made a alcohol water mix out of the apple juice and the apple concentrate and everything like that, and your yeast that you didn't let it ferment. So that's where you got that. Now what you're trying to do is take the water out, and that's the freeze distilling. So yeah, it'll be a slush, and as you turn it over, you'll drip, little stream or whatever. And when that is pretty close to stopping, you'll see your ice will start to get yellowish white. It won't be that rich dark color or whatever. But when you put it in the freezer for the last time, and it's been in there for 2 days and there's no ice in it, you're done. Daniel Sampson says, just want to say thanks for the silver videos. They've been super helpful. I'm glad. And again, guys, if you got questions, please shoot me. I mean, I've had people send me questions and ask me, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Is this a good deal? Whatever. I'll give you an honest opinion. But again, it's my opinion. But what I don't want to see happen to you guys is you get raped, because somebody sent me pictures a week or so ago where a guy was selling coins that weren't even silver coins at price, and I'm like, oh my God, you just got taken to the cleaners. So G2, I think I just gained 7 pounds watching Ghost Prepper's key live stream. Yeah. Beth N., what do you think of the change-up that could be happening in Israel for Prime Minister? Honestly, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to what's going on in Israel this week. I know they've got, the election fiasco going on there and everything too, but I mean, I don't have an answer for it because I haven't paid attention to it this week. Too many other things going on. 47 degrees in Ohio, Jules says. Yeah, okay. Don't we all love Memorial Day weekend and, barbecues and getting in the pool and the lake, right? Okay. Bad Art Studios, thoughts on UFO disclosure. Okay, and I mentioned this on Tuesday, and I'm going to say it again. I'm not going to be as naive to think that we're the only intelligent beings in everywhere, okay, in everything, and the entire universe, whatever it would be. However, the latest thing, I'm still thinking it's a little sleight of hand. Oh, look at the UFO over here. Look at the UFO stories. Well, this hand over here is going, you know what? Let's take some more money from China and let's do this. But look at the UFOs. That's what I get the feeling. It's typical magician's trick. We're going to watch this hand. Don't watch this one. That's what I think is going on with UFOs, because it's amazing. All of a sudden, it's like there's UFO stories every day, and something's going to come up. And you hear the speculation, people saying, "Oh, with the jab and everything like that, if all of a sudden people start dropping like flies, they're going to blame it on aliens and all." Okay, yeah, I mean, you could go totally silly on stuff like that, but I'm not buying the UFO stuff. Okay. Milo on the ready. How soon do you think the government will start selling us Soylent products? I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, unless we're gonna start adding bugs in there. But people products, no, I don't think so. Most peaceful conservative, what's the best way to control ticks? Okay, so what is it that I use? What's it called? Crap. It's in a red bag. Eliminator. And I put it in my lawn spreader, do it twice a year. Stuff's good for 3 months, kills 500 types of bugs or whatever it is. I put that out there, out in the yard. And then but then that does a good job. And then to make sure my dogs are okay, then I use some Pet Armor Plus for them, and they're good. I don't have any problems with ticks, and when we moved into this place, we had ticks all over the place. So The eliminator was able to eliminate the ticks quite well for me. So, but that easiest way to do it, just get the granular stuff, spread it out there. Stuff lasts for 3 months. I put it out, probably does me 4 or whatever it is. I put it out twice a year, once in the spring, once in midsummer, and I'm good. Radioactive, robbing the cradle, old man. I've only got her by 11 years. It's not like we started, not like, she was 7 when I met her and I was 18 or something like that. So. Bojena, oh, hello from Cook County, Illinois. My apologies. Okay, never lived in Cook County. I lived in DuPage County. I lived in, the hell's Plainfield in? Will County. But I just remember driving down near Midway Airport, and it was like right when you cross the DuPage County, Cook County line, it's like, oh, here's gas station on this side of the street, gas station on that side of the street. It's like, why the hell's that one 15 cents more expensive? Oh, that one's in Cook County, so there's extra taxes. How the hell do you stay in business? It's like, oh, look, honey, let's go to that station. It's in our county. We can pay 15 cents more. Isn't that great? Glad I'm out of Chicago. Brenda Pizek woke up to snow yesterday morning in central Wisconsin. That's insane. That's nuts. Oddball, if the Pentagon says aliens are here, then what? Well, they are. We know they're coming across the border into Texas every day, all those illegal aliens, Hell, if the ones that are coming from outer space, they speak Spanish too, are they looking for, free school and free house, free food, and have some anchor babies? We can have little green men that are U.S. citizens. I give a rat's ass what the Pentagon says. Okay. If we haven't figured out by now, guys, the government lies to us all the time. So if they say there's aliens there, until one's knocking on my front door and saying, hi, I'm from Mars, would you like to buy a box of Girl Scout cookies? No, okay? And don't tell me, well, they'll put them up on TV. Yeah, just like the shot, right? It's like, oh, watch, I'm going to get the shot live on TV. Okay, there's no plunger, no needle, no nothing. Okay, no, until they're standing on my front doorstep, I don't give a shit. William Parker, I have 24 silver rounds. Do you think I should get any gold or stick to silver? I've said before, my ratio on that is 100 to 1, 100 rounds of silver before I want to buy a round of gold. Or a round of gold. Yeah, 100 ounces of silver before I want to buy an ounce of gold. And again, that's a good ratio for diversification. The gold to silver price ratio right now is somewhere, I think it's around 68 to 1. 68 ounces of silver buy you 1 ounce of gold. But again, goes right back to what I said. You want that silver first because gold is going to be good for a bigger purchase. Silver, it's not going to do you any good. If we get into SHTF and you've got an ounce round of gold and you go, okay, the neighbor up the street has 5 pounds of potatoes and some bread and we need that. Cool. That's what I want. The neighbor up the street could have a cow and it's not worth an ounce of gold. Okay. So gold is going to be strictly for wealth preservation, right? How we come out the other side. Silver is what's going to be in an SHTF situation, your barter currency. But yeah, with 24 ounces of silver, keep buying silver. Let's see. How much silver how much silver somebody should have? It's a personal question, and the best I can give you is this answer. When I was a broker, the common idea was 5 to 10% of your liquid assets in precious metals. Considering what's going on in the economy right now, I'd say 20% of your liquid assets in precious metals. Again, it's a good investment, but it's not like you're going to walk into the gas station, it's a Saturday and you go, oh crap, the credit card machine's down and I need gasoline. I don't have cash. Will you take a silver coin? They're going to be like, no. Okay, so you got to have some, fiat currency is still what we're using. Okay, but 20% I'd say is a good number. Now, is that flexible? Will that change? Sure. Is the dollar's still hanging right just under 90 cents. So yeah, I mean, but if that drops significantly, yeah, then the percentage on silver goes up. So, you know, it's like I said, it's a matter of personal preference. The 20% is kind of where I see it just from my background and knowledge. Bruce R., what part of South Carolina are we coming to? We are going to Hilton Head. Uh, David Creason, pickle bucket update. Still stinks, but got tomatoes and peppers growing. First time success. Got to start somewhere. Hey, if you got tomatoes and peppers growing, you're doing better than I did last year. I got nothing in the way of peppers last year. Had great tomatoes, but this year I got peppers too. So it's all a try. It's all practice. I mean, again, like I said, I'm still learning the Tennessee climate and soil for growing things. Better to learn now while I can when I don't need it than need to learn when I do need it. So, obviously you know now that where you are and how you planted tomatoes and peppers this year works. So now you're not going to deviate from that. You're not going to go, well, you know what? I had a great amount of tomatoes last year. Let me try something different. No, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can do that. Now you can go on to something else. Cat girl, maybe aliens are the next COVID. Yeah, that'll be it. Scarlet Brimstone, I always get sunburned on Memorial Day. For some reason, I don't see this happening this year, unless you're down in Arizona or something. Somebody says 102 in Arizona today. Audrey Huffman says, thank you for your service and happy birthday, Mrs. P. Thank you for saying that. I do appreciate it. Okay, there we go. Now Patriot Designs. Zane, the flag guy. Okay. So I'm sitting here going, Patriots Designs. Why don't I know that name? I should be looking because I got the damn business card right in front of me. It's okay. Makes sense. Nobody ever accused me of thinking all the time. Let's see. Hobby Garden for Health, thank you for your service. Have a great weekend with Mrs. P. Well, thank you for saying that. And yes, we will have a great weekend. It is going to be more smokehouse building, work. Next week is, okay, at least I know I'm not running around like crazy. It'll be work, but, work on the weekend. But at least there will be some fun time. And I'm praying to God it's not 60 degrees on the beach next week. So, Goddess Tay Money, I'm in Montana. Finally got to plant my garden yesterday and today, hoping for no more snow. Oh my God. I've got flowers on my tomatoes. I've already got peppers on my pepper plants, and I've been harvesting peas like they've been going out of style. I would go insane if I had to wait till the end of May before I could play in the dirt. I mean, I'm ready in January. It's like February 1st rolls around and I can start doing my seeds. I'm like, oh my God, it's like Christmas for me. Brenda Pelzak, I was up in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin last Saturday and witnessed the Starlink satellites. Yeah, the 6 in a row or whatever it was, or 7 in a row, something like that. That had to be kind of cool to see. I loved where the 911, and I think it was in Wisconsin, said, please don't call us. We know what it is. The capped Crusaders rooster. You're always a smart ass. Marie Seymour, Deep South Homestead is growing it in their high tunnel this year. They're growing a lot of stuff in their high tunnel this year. I guess from what Danny's saying is they're trying, I guess, going to build a third one, but he's trying to get everything out of the fields. Though I can't see everything because there's no way in the world he's going to grow a sugar cane or grow corn or something like that in the high tunnel. It just takes up too much space for it. Teresa, I have no idea what you're talking about. You say you think I'm lying about soldiers. Do your homework. God knows I do my homework. So, let's see. Frezio, have you, while in the military or anyone you know, had an experience with UFOs? No, I have not. And no, nobody's I have ever talked to has ever had an experience with them. So, not like I said, I'm not naive enough to think we're the only intelligent creatures in the whole universe, but no, I don't. I'm not thinking we're going to see Klingons coming down or something like that, here with, phasers on stun anytime soon. Let's see. Constitutional homestead. Have you built or added a water catchment system to your homestead? I'm going to do you one good. I'm actually going to have a pond dug this year. So how about that? Is that considered a water catchment system? Yeah, I will have a 1/4-acre pond, 8 feet deep. Yeah, that's my plan. North Shore made it. What's up, Sean? Okay, the gang is all here. Do. Scarlet Brimstone, I scored some bison steaks this last grocery trip. Nice. I mean, yeah, bison. I mean, with the price of beef, I mean, if you don't mind, how much did you pay for the bison steaks? I mean, how much are beef, comparable beef steaks? Because from what I'm guessing, unless bison's going up, it's got to be getting beef has got to be getting pretty close to the same cost, and bison is so much more healthy for you. Ark Wildman's in here. What's up, buddy? Running Prepper. What is a good ground cover on a slope that is mostly shale but grows prolific weeds? I'm hoping somebody else can answer that one for you because I can't give you an answer for that one. That I do not know. Crystal Roby. Local grocery store said their steaks will be going up $5 a pound next week. Then I see ear of corn at the local Walmart for $4 for $1. Okay, I bought 2 ears of corn for Mrs. P and I for her birthday dinner. So it was potato salad, ribs, and ear of corn. I paid 69 cents an ear. Okay, so 4 for $1. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm used to. 3, 4, 5 for $1. 69 cents. I'm like, holy crap, for an ear of corn? I'd say there's next to no nutritional value in it. I'm going to give you 69 cents for it. But, all right. Ashley, get the canned protein now. It's getting expensive and low supply. Yes, I will agree. Canned proteins, very important to have. But also figure out, know your beans and stuff like that. I mean, plant, everybody knows to plant green beans, but plant black, northern beans, plant lima beans, plant black beans, anything like that. Because you can, you're not going to make chili with green beans, but I make my chili with black beans. Okay. But, there's a protein source. So, refried beans, pinto beans, plant different kinds of beans, not just green beans, because you're going to need those too. So, and that's a protein source. What's your timeline when it all takes a nosedive, roughly? I still say the stock market, the Dow is at 20,000 by the end of the year. I still say gas is at $4 by the end of the year. Not in California. That's long past. Okay, I'm talking about where I am, which is 275 right now. Economically, I think the summer is a killer. And the biggest thing that I'm waiting to see what happens is with the rent moratorium. Because if you put 40 million people homeless, that's going to destroy the economy. Okay, it's going to drive crime through the roof. And if they kick the can down the road and let more people stay in their apartments without paying rent, then you're going to have the problem with all the landlords. Because again, remember this, guys, Ma and Pa Smith, who own a duplex somewhere, rent out next door, and aren't getting paid their rent payment. That sucks. But think of some of these apartment complexes or companies that own all these, and they've got 500, 1,000 units in an apartment complex, and let's say half of those people aren't paying rent. Okay. Now you start getting those property management companies. If those go out of business, shut down the apartment. Now it's a snowball effect. So, I still think the first thing to fall is the economy, And the biggest thing to watch on that is food prices. Okay. And as food prices keep going up, the economy is going to continue to get worse. And eventually, my opinion is that's what's going to be the fuse that sets off the bomb. North Shore, I agree with you there. Never trade your ammo or salt. Okay. Never trade it. Never trade away anything that can hurt you. Sea salt, sure. Different uses for it, but sea salt, yeah, definitely something to have as well. Non-ionized salt for preserving, yeah. You need both. Okay, you need non-ionized salt for your canning, but then you need ionized salt or iodized salt. I'm sorry, for your because you need the iodine in your system too. Okay, so you need both. Let's see. Montana Grisfan, you're right. I finally planted my tomatoes, tomatillos, basil, etc. We're in Montana 2 weeks behind schedule, which will impact what I've been able to harvest. Yeah, because at this rate, your summer is probably going to be over by Tuesday, and it's going to be snowing on Wednesday again. Okay. Scarlet Brimstone, upholstery needles and fishing line are perfect for stitches. Yes, that's another good thing to have. And I guess we're talking back on cheap things to have for the prep from earlier on. Lorna P., I must be wired backwards. We're sitting on my 90 patio today. I watched North Shore's video on tea candle heat from last October. 90 degrees and you're watching on how to make a heater. That's boredom. Sue S., prescription drugs that you need for your preps. As great as that would be, it's not that realistic because a whole lot of doctors aren't going to prescribe, maybe, if you get a normal 90-day prescription, maybe your doctor will give you an extra and give you 6 months, but that's as far as you got, okay? Then you get buying from the online pharmacies and stuff, and you got to be very careful with those to make sure that you're not getting sugar pills. So, and I cannot give you an idea of a reputable online pharmacy because it's not something we use. We did buy Mrs. P's cholesterol medicine for her a few years back online because she didn't have insurance and that was the only way to get it. And so now I wasn't paying $1,200 a month for insurance. So now she's got insurance, and so now she gets her meds. But yeah, so we've done it, but I can't, there's no way you can tell if it's real or not. I mean, without doing a chemical test on it. But yeah, if you can get prescription drugs, get it. But just understand that that's going to be, you can't go out and stockpile, Lipitor or something like this. Oops, hang on. Down to the bottom again. Let's see where we are. Okay, I can't, as far up as I can go. How-to videos. Thoughts regarding the new Fed digital currency. CBDC is going to be a complete disaster, guys. There's no way to explain it otherwise. If they go to a all digital currency, you better have a bunch of silver put back because let's say you walk into the grocery store and now, they talked about death squads before in a government panel deciding who lives and who dies on health insurance. Now there's going to be squads. I'm sorry, Mrs. Jones. You've already hit your allotment of ketchup for this month. You're only allowed 6 ounces. You can't, you're not allowed to buy that. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You also bought an extra pound of ground beef. I'm sorry. You're only allowed to buy 3 pounds, so we're not going to let that transaction go through either. That's literally what's going to happen. Okay? The government can now see anything and everything you do. Oh, you bought ammunition? Really? People don't want to use their credit card or debit card because they don't want people to be able to track what they're doing. Hell, with digital federal currency, they track everything. Yeah, I mean, you get a copy of your receipt, and the IRS gets a copy of your receipt. Okay, so that won't happen. That will instantly create a massive black market. Okay, but they say they're going to roll it out within 1 to 3 years. Okay, they're going to roll it out. It'll fall flat on its face. It'll be a total utter disaster, and probably not work. I mean, I'll use Bitcoin. Y'all know how much I love Bitcoin. Okay. And I look at it, and if any of y'all own Bitcoin, I'm sorry for this, but y'all are down 50% here so far. I mean, we're down to $36,000 per coin. It was what, 64 here a month ago, 5 weeks ago, something like that. So, and I mean, next stop is 30. Okay. That's where the next support is on Bitcoin. So I told you before, watch these numbers. It can't get back above 38. It's going down to 30. That's the next stop. So just plan on that. But yeah, I'm not a fan of digital currency in any way, shape, or form. Not private digital currency, not any of the 5,000 some ones you got out there, and certainly not of the digital yuan or the digital dollar or anything like that. I'm sorry. It's bad enough, like I said, that somebody can see what I used if I use my credit card, okay? But if I want to go pay cash for something because I don't want you to know what I bought, I don't have that ability anymore. I'm wrong. No, sorry. Uncle Sam does not need to be watching. I don't need a babysitter. I'm 55 years old, okay? I don't need a babysitter. I'm perfectly capable of managing my own money. And I'll say this to you, Uncle Sam. I'm barely in debt. Can you say that? I know how to manage my money. You don't. So why the hell are you watching me? That's kind of my point on it. Digital currency is a disaster. Dispatch, what do you think about the mask mandate drop? All of a sudden, no COVID. I don't quite understand your question. Dropping the mask. The masks don't work. Okay. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Fauci is an idiot. Okay. He's a career politician. He's as much of a doctor as I am. Follow the science, really? Okay. I'll say this. How can we follow the science on COVID when you're not right, but we don't follow the science on figuring out what gender a kid is? Explain that one to me. Denise Doodles, I purchased 1 ounce silver rounds from BM Bullion. I don't know who BM Bullion is. How do I know they're real? If it came from a bullion dealer, 99.99999% chance they're legit. You can take them into a coin shop, and they will put them under there's a little machine to put it in. It'll tell you exactly what it is. If you have any doubt, take it to a coin shop and say, hey, can you check these for me real quick? And they'll put them on the machine, and that'll be that. Joe Sixpack, we always did beefsteak tomatoes up in Northwest Indiana. Do they do any good down in Eastern Tennessee? I don't know. We don't grow them. We have Rutgers, Celebrity, and Black Crims that we're growing. So those are our 3 go-to tomatoes. Betsy R. saw a photo of Kate getting the jab today. Good for her. Don't care. Amy Arsenault, what do I prefer to use to fertilize my peppers? Let me double check. I want to say I use my trifecta, but I don't want to give you the wrong information. So let me just double check. And I use, yes, trifecta. That's my go-to fertilizer for my peppers. And if y'all don't know what trifecta is, M.I. Gardner, who's a YouTube channel, he owns a business, and it's basically a proprietary fertilizer that he makes, and the stuff is really good. And don't take my word for it. Go watch a ton of the gardening channels out there. Everybody will tell you the same thing. This makes Miracle Grow look like you're putting sand on your vegetables. Uh, did you hear about the mutation in Vietnam? They said it's a combo UK and Indian variant. Yeah, I saw that this evening around dinner time. So, but this is what's going to happen, guys. Okay. And again, it's a coronavirus. The seasonal flu is a coronavirus. Why do you get, why do you have to get a flu shot every year? Because it mutates. And every year you get a different, there's a different mutation, you get a different one. This COVID's never going away. I hate to tell you this. It will continue to mutate and continue to mutate and continue to mutate, and we'll have the, in this case, UK Indian variant, the Seychelles Islands variant, the Ethiopian variant, and it's going to be 2096, and we're going to COVID-19, the Icelandic variant, it's a coronavirus, okay? It's a virus. That's the thing, guys. Yeah, it's not going away, okay? And it's sorry, if Mother Nature wants the population to go down, Mother Nature will take care of it. The problem we have here is Mother Nature had nothing to do with this. This is all, Chi Su and Hung Sung who decided to, hey, let's see if we can kill a whole bunch of people. Teresa, we've been lied to our entire lives. Ain't that the truth? I mean, in some cases, I agree with it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I don't want to know that's going on. I kind of like a little oblivious life, but there's a lot of stuff that I need to know, and that's the stuff that pisses me off, that they lied to us about it. Mary West, am I canning my snow peas? No. No, they don't make it that far. I mean, if they make it 24 hours on the kitchen counter around here, that's it. I mean, the peas wind up snacks. That's it. It's like, oh, I mean, we'll just grab a handful of them, take them with snacks. Mrs. P's like, oh, there's some. I mean, what'd she make yesterday for dinner? She made a pork and zucchini stew, and we had some extra peas, so she threw it in. It's like, okay, yeah, there we go. Free American, happy birthday, Pinball. Not my birthday, Mrs. Pinball's birthday. Mine's not till September. My husband and I are kind of new here. Well, welcome to the family. I hope you are enjoying yourself and learning a couple of things, because that's the whole point. Is Ghost Prepper on YouTube? Yep, under the name of Ghost Prepper. So I think somebody posted a link for his channel up here recently. Let's see. Patriot Preacher 43. Any thoughts on the vaxxed shedding spike protein to others? I've read articles on it. I'm just not knowledgeable enough on that subject to make a comment on it. I mean, I don't understand what the shedding of the proteins is. I mean, is it like, when skin comes off? I'm not being ignorant or anything, or trying not to answer your question. I just don't know, and I don't believe in BS in you guys if I don't know. I already answered that one. September pours. Saw a UFO up close right above my car years ago. Never forget it. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you saw one right there, it's like, okay, that, again, like I said, if it's on my doorstep, yeah, I'll believe it. In your case, it was on your doorstep. That's it. Rooster, I'm in Missouri. Used to John boat to check the garden. You need to rain, pray, leaves Missouri for a while. We got tons of rain yesterday, probably about 3 inches of rain in about 6 hours yesterday. It was just, it pour rain like crazy, and then it stopped for 20 minutes. Then it would pour rain like crazy. I mean, it was the weirdest thing. Grand solar minimum. Oh my God, it's 9:58. We have so much fun so fast. It is insane here. Daniel Jones talking about my pond. 12 foot deep ensures fish will survive during a hard freeze. Okay, good to know. We don't, I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, we get a freeze, I guess, with GSM going on. Okay, good to know. I will take that under consideration. uh, Bruce, do I plan to stock the future pond with trout? No, I figure I'll put bass and bluegill in there. Uh, so, stuff I like to catch. Carla Palmer, when they were surfaced in Scotland, they saw unexplainable crafts in the sky. Okay, I guess we're talking about UFOs here again. All right. Full moon, I can't find ghost prepper. Two P's in prepper. Prepper. Am I spelling it correctly? Raptor Ranch. I'm assuming you're saying I want to do beets. Oh, bees. You do want to do bees. Friends up at the top of the hill. He does bees and everything like that. I mean, great honey. Me, I have no desire to do bees. That's okay. No. Let the bees do their thing. That's it. I'll do the gardening. He can do the honey. Oh, and it is 10 o'clock, so let me see if I can find one more here, and then we'll do it. Klingons are here already in the White House. Okay, David Roby, with the state of the dollar, would you use the equity in your home to invest in precious metals? No. Okay. Simple reason is this. First and foremost, the one thing that I will say, and those that have been here long enough know I'm a proponent of Dave Ramsey, get out of debt. Okay. I do not. This isn't the 1990s where you're taking mortgages out on a house to go throw it in the stock market or anything like that. No. I understand that interest rates are, minimal here on the house or whatever, but by the time you pay the premiums on silver, the premiums are still around $4.50 on silver. So if you're looking at 27, what silver close at? Right around $28 on Friday, and you're paying $32.50 for premium. All right, do the math. You're paying better than 10% of premium just to break even, but you're only paying 2% more. You're losing money actually doing that. I will say the same thing I've said many, many, many times. And Mrs. P and I are close, very close to getting the house paid off. And, we're hoping within the next month or two. That's how crazy fast every single penny goes into paying off the mortgage, because once I've got the mortgage paid off and all I have to worry about is property tax, to keep the house. Okay, my property tax is about $1,200 a year. I can collect tin cans to make $100 a month. Okay, I can do surveys on Opinion Outpost, like I told you, to come up with that. That way I know I've got a roof over my head, and I own my land and everything, so it can't be taken away from me unless, of course, they raise taxes. And Tennessee Constitution says they can't raise taxes more than 2% without it going to a vote. So I figure in that respect, I'm somewhat safe to keep my property. But if the economy totally goes in the toilet and, all of a sudden we're at Great Depression level unemployment, which was only about 25%, guys, okay? But we all know what happened in the Great Depression. If we get into something like that, I don't want to have the risk of not having anywhere to live. If my house is paid for, my house is paid for. And I can, who knows, to find the money for property tax to make sure I'm okay, I'll figure something out. So, but all right, guys, a couple of minutes over tonight, but thank you all for coming. Again, remember, next Saturday we won't be here, but y'all have a very safe, happy, hopefully warm Labor Day. If you guys do it, get out, have some fun, do some work, and we will see you in the morning. Pinball out.